Christopher West, Theology, the Body Guy. Today we're going to be looking at having a sacramental view of the world, which means opening our eyes to all the beauty that's all around us. A few years ago, Pope Francis, at a general audience, asked everyone, do you have a heart that feels or a heart that is asleep? Do you have a heart that is alive to the beauty of life or a heart that is anesthetized? This word anesthetized is very interesting. If you pick it apart, it means numb to beauty. Jesus lamented the same thing. He called it hardness of heart. And he said, we played the flute, but you didn't dance. We sang the dirge, but you didn't mourn. I know in my own life, when I shut my heart down, it's typically because I don't want to feel pain. Life is hard. There's a lot of pain in this life. But I've also learned at the same time, when I'm shutting down my heart, when I'm hardening my heart, to use that biblical expression, at the very same time, I'm shutting my heart down to all the joy, to all the beauty, to all the goodness in this world. One of my favorite examples of someone who has a sacramental view of the world, who's open and alive to all the beauty. Maybe you've seen this guy on YouTube, the double rainbow guy. Wow! If you haven't, check the link below and make sure you watch the double rainbow guy. I love this man. It was one of the original viral videos on YouTube. And this guy goes out of his house. He sees this gorgeous double rainbow in the sky. And he is just pierced by the sheer beauty of this double rainbow. And he starts to cry. He starts to moan. He starts to groan. Like he is freaking out. And right when he starts to cry, it starts to rain. Oh my God. As if God is crying with them. At one point, in like a sheer ecstasy, he says, what does it mean? This beauty, what does it mean? Well, when this was famous, 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was, he made his rounds on all the talk shows. Everybody wanted to talk to the double rainbow guy. And he was always asked basically same question. What were you smoking? And he always responded the same way. I wasn't high on any foreign substance. I was high on God's beauty. That, my brothers and sisters, is a sacramental view of the world. Our eyes get opened in the sense that Jesus talked about when he said, come, follow me, and you will become one who sees. Now, what does that mean? Like, I'm not blind. In one sense, I can see the physical world. But Jesus also talks about those who look but do not see. What are we getting at here? Let me quote here from Bishop Fulton Sheen. To those who look but do not see, this world is opaque like a curtain. What's opaque mean? It means you can't see through the thing. Nothing can be seen through it. A redbud tree, for example, in all of its beautiful blooms is just a redbud tree. A sperm touching an egg is just biological evolution at work, right? But to those who feel, to those who see, to the poets, the artists, and the saints, he says, the world is transparent like a window pane. It tells of something beyond. To those who see, to those whose eyes have been opened, this physical world and all of its manifestations, they are so many signs, so many sacraments pointing to another reality, pointing to another world. To have a sacramental worldview is to recognize spiritual things being revealed through physical things. I've referenced this in other videos because it's so central to the teaching of John Paul II. And it really opens our eyes to the whole idea. The body, and only the body, he says, is capable of making visible what is invisible, the spiritual and the divine. He goes on to say, the body was created by God to transfer into the visible reality of the world, the mystery hidden in God from all eternity, and thus to be a sign of it. A mouthful, to be sure. Unpacking it just briefly here, we can say this. How do you know that the spiritual mystery of my soul is present here because my body is making it visible to you through this video. My body, and only my body, is capable of revealing the spiritual mystery of my soul. But it gets deeper. See, I'm made in the image and likeness of God, and so are you. When we just look at the body, we don't see this. But when our eyes are opened, or to the degree that our eyes are opened, we come to see that every body is revealing a beam of God's glory that no other human being is revealing. This is the mystery of what John Paul II calls the sacramentality of our bodies. In one sense, we're all made in the image of God in a kind of generic way. We share the same human nature, and across the board, every human being is made in the image and likeness of God. That's what it means to say theology of the body. You're made in the image of God, as male or female. But going deeper, every human being uniquely reveals something of the divine mystery that no other human being reveals. To love a person is to see that unique mystery of God's glory being revealed through that person that nobody else reveals. This is sacramentality. This is seeing spiritual realities through physical realities. All of the world is sacramental. And the sacramentality of the world culminates and finds its apex, if you will, in the sacramentality of the human body, the body's ability to make visible the invisible mystery of God. But the sacramentality of the body reaches its apex when God himself took flesh to reveal through his flesh, capital B, beauty. What are we looking for when we're looking for beauty in this physical world? What are we looking for when we're looking for beauty in the human body? John Paul II says, we are looking for the beauty of God revealed in his creation. Carol Houselander, who was a modern mystic of the 20th century, she says this: our highest pleasures in the beautiful things of this temporal world are only shadows of eternal joy. And if our minds are illuminated by the ray of the divine light, we will know in every passing simple happiness, in the brief loveliness of the senses, we will know the eternal now. Lord, open our eyes to the sacramentality of the world. Give us that vision of seeing in physical things your own spiritual and divine beauty. Give us the courage that the double rainbow guy had to be pierced by beauty. Pope Benedict XVI said that a saint is someone who has allowed himself or herself to be pierced so deeply by God's truth and beauty that they become God's truth and beauty. You are called to become that beauty, and so am I. My brothers and sisters, I have so much more to share with you about this vision of the world, this sacramental Catholic worldview. If you want to learn more, consider becoming part of our patron community at the Theology of the Body Institute. Consider also signing up for one of our online or in-person courses. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share it with somebody who also needs to hear how to see the world as it really is.